Oh, well, this is certainly different. Let's see if we can get anybody actually in here before we really start things. Well, I suppose just to get us started, in case anybody does not know who I am quite yet. Well, I'm Doug. For the past few years, I've been consistently streaming fucking WWE 2K23. But for presumably the next few more years, I think that's going to be a whole lot fucking different. And maybe for the next few more years, that might not even fucking be a thing at all. If anyone doesn't fucking pop in this chat, where the hell's everybody at, man? Either way, yeah, I guess it's just part of the awkward start right now, just waiting for anybody to show up, fucking, so we can get this whole show on the road. I feel like it's really weird just be streaming with absolutely nothing on the screen. Like usually, whenever I have something going on, I've usually got like this here. I've got well, that's different for right now. It looks like, but I would have this going on or whatever. Would have this going on. Would have the game just going on. But instead, we're just chilling right here, just chilling fucking big ass webcam screen. Nothing really special. Feels like I'm just back to square one again. Feels like I'm just starting from the fucking roots. But for anybody maybe watching this particular moment in time, if you don't know who I am, I'm Doug. Massive wrestling fan, have been my whole fucking life. You can see a bunch of baseball posters and whatever the fuck in the background. You can see a fucking Pepsi cup back there because I'm too fucking lazy to throw shit out. Because I'm a real fucking gamer. Because that's just the type of shit I do. But as I said, for the past few years, I've been fucking just streaming absolutely nothing. There's Yanni. What's up, dude? For the past few years, I've been streaming absolutely nothing, dude. It kind of feels like we've been fucking going. How's it going? I'm doing pretty good. Took me a minute to finally get the notif. Hi there, Brennan. How you doing as well? Fucking finally got some people popping up in the chat. Now I can stop spewing this fucking nonsense. Was honestly a little worried that nobody was going to show for this thing. I made a whole fucking big deal out of nothing. But now what is going on, gentlemen? I have a sword. You do have a sword now. You're a fucking moderator, bro. How does it feel? Don't get too drunk with that power. Don't become too fucking virgin with your newfound Reddit authority. Never got the notification from the server. Whatever, it is what it is. Fucking, I don't know. Discord's fucking weird, dude. Half the time I don't even get the fucking notifications until like several hours later. For whatever reason, they like to just all pile up. Like, I won't get a single notification. And then, like, 18 hours later, I'll suddenly get one notification, two notifications, 3, 4, 5, all at fucking once. And it just spams the hell out of my phone, and it pisses me off, especially when I'm fucking driving and trying to listen to my music, and all these fucking Discord notifications pop up and quiet everything down. But, it is what it is. Welcome, Brendan. You welcome Yanni. How are you guys doing? Yanni says he's doing pretty good. How are you doing, Brendan? Still not a mod? No, you are not a mod. With my very, 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 very slow process of recruiting mods, considering how fucking small of a streamer I really am, and my kind of honest lack of need of any mod team at the moment. It's probably going to be a while before you, unfortunately, graduate to that position, Brendan. I'll be honest there. Discord's been buggy for me recently, especially that mobile. Yeah, mobile especially. Like I said, like I won't get my fucking notifications until several hours later. Sometimes I get them right then and there, but usually I fucking don't. I'm living, hell yeah, dude. Got my notepad out. You got some media scrum questions for me. All right, well, first of all, let's go ahead and just, well, fuck it. Let's open the table up, huh? Let's open up this fucking table. So I'll go ahead and open this Pandora's box. Do we have any questions about the UPWA at all? Anything that's been eaten at you the past the past week, the past few months, the past few years since you joined? Like anything you've ever wondered about the UPWA? Anything that you wondered about the end of the UPWA? Anything that you just fucking had a little bit of a curiosity about? Anything regarding your own custom wrestlers? Anything regarding just like how I fucking piece things together? Anything about me in the UPWA and all that shit? If you got some fucking questions, go ahead and lay them out here. But I'm gonna go ahead and start with a little bit of UPWA myself. This is something I've been wanting to tell y'all about a little bit. So the whole Marco versus Pedro thing. I don't know how much I got into this during Wrestling Palace. Did have a question about Wrestle Kingdom. This is not Wrestle Kingdom. We talk about Wrestling Palace here, my friend. Yeah, there we go. I'm not sure how much I got into this in the Wrestling Palace stream, because I know I did say quite a bit, but to be honest, I kind of forgot most things I said. The Marco Rodriguez versus Pedro Rodriguez storyline, in case anybody is wondering, I have been planning that one out for over a year. That is a storyline, actually, yeah, this is starting to sound familiar to me, now that I'm saying it. But this is a storyline I fucking wanted to put together way back at the end of Season 3, back when I decided that I was going to be ending the UPWA. After a year, I decided that I was going to start piecing things together, and ultimately set up this mask versus mask match. Originally, I don't think originally I was going to go mask versus mask. I wanted to get Pedro Rodriguez, I wanted him to win the UPWA Championship off of Johnny Nightblade. Way back then, I did not anticipate Johnny becoming as great of a UPWA champion as he fucking did. Man is the longest reigning UPWA champion in history. And dude was just one half of a tag team. Absolutely insane what that dude ended up doing. But yeah, in my grand scheme of things, he was meant to just be a transitional champion. He was meant to get the title off of Oxley and pass it over to Pedro in the breakup of Doomsday. In the breakup in Pedro's break off from Doomsday and Obliteration, rather. Pedro was supposed to win that UPWA Championship, and he and Marco, the plan was for Pedro to hold the title until Wrestling Palace, if possible, and have him and Marco fight in the definitive main event of Wrestling Palace, the Day 2's main event for the UPWA Championship. Unfortunately, that never came to be. I thought maybe I could get the European champion on one of them at least. That still didn't happen. So mask versus mask it was, and honestly, I think that's honestly the best possible result we could have gotten. Was just, I think the mask versus mask story was probably the best way they could have went about anyway. I've also got some dumb questions. Pedro versus Marco was 100% bloodline-like masterpiece. Thank you very much. Thank you very fucking much. Like I said, I've been working very hard to put that one together, and I'm so glad it turned out the way that it did. In the end, I don't think I would change a fucking detail about how it went. My only regret is that the UPWA is done right now, because I have ideas of where I want to take Pedro Rodriguez and Marco Rodriguez now in the fallout of their match. I have ideas on how they can split away from each other and go on their own paths, and I really wish I could tell that story. Unfortunately, it's not to be. Not now, at least. Someday down the road, maybe it will be, but at the very least, I'm just glad I was finally able to tell this Pedro Marco story that I wanted to tell for so long. BK, UPWA monthly reporter from the Miku Nation. Of course, mentioned that you didn't plan for Nightblade to be the champion that he became. Were there any other surprises that came out of nowhere that ended up being great? Well, you'll have to fucking fish them out for me, to be honest, because I'm not. This is 4 years of history you're talking about right now. It's gonna be a little difficult to just remember them on the spot right now. But I'll see if I can think of something in the next few moments. So you got Juicy. Well, real quick, also, what up, Nightmare? What's going on, Reaper? How you doing, dude? I'm doing pretty good, man. We're just doing a little fucking follow-up on Wrestling Palace, follow-up on the UPWA officially being done. and talk about just the future of this here Twitch channel and me as a streamer in general. Let's see. So you got any juicy details on the Baker versus Darkness Incarnate? It seemed like it went on forever. That one certainly did go on for a very long time. Just got hot as hell. How's you? Yeah. There's a reason why I'm inside right now, so I don't feel hot as hell personally. But yeah, no, just been fucking ungodly hot lately. Especially yesterday. Dude, at my work yesterday, it was so fucking unbearable. I only work at a fucking arcade, dude. I shouldn't be sweating just from standing still. I shouldn't be fucking pouring buckets of sweat and having to fucking wipe my forehead with paper towel just to get the damn sweat off me from standing fucking still in a goddamn arcade. But, you know, life is what it is. They don't fucking give a fuck. Live the dream, really. How about you? Let's see. As for Bakers and Darkness Incarnate, though, that story... Alright, you know what? Actually, this ties back into Brennan a little bit. That's another story that I don't think could have been nearly as good as it ended up being. Had it not been for one... that is a story I did plan to tell, the Bakers and Darkness Incarnate. I already did plan to tell that. But one... Sort of a Sami Zayn of this story, really, was Kamikaze Marty. Obviously, Marty is not my character. He is Yanni's character. Never planned for Kamikaze Marty to be a thing in this story between the Bakers and Darkness Incarnate, because he never existed in my mind until Yanni brought him into the UPWA. And just that little detail of him being raised in Atlanta, Georgia, not born, but raised in Atlanta, Georgia, which just so happened to be the hometown of the Bakers. It's like, you know, we might just have something here. Seth Baker's, after the fall of the Lost Souls, after they all broke up, and the Fallen Angels broke up, which was the last call, Logan Black's Lost Souls group. Basically, in case any of you guys weren't there, I think this is like early season 2 shit right here, so I'm not sure how many of you guys were there for this. But basically, the last call essentially went to, like, he reignited his war with Tommy Blaine, with Thomas B, as he was called back then. Seth Baker was kicked out of Darkness Incarnate. Chen Shao was kicked out of Darkness Incarnate, and they were both recruited by the Last Call, since they had nowhere else to go. And Last Call led them to defeat Thomas B and Jordan C, and defeat the Lost Souls once and for all. And after that, once the Lost Souls were done, Last Call set the Fallen Angels free. Everyone went on their own paths. Let's see. I'm sorry I'm late to the party, but what's the future of Doug the Dog 6? I have not gotten to that yet. Don't you worry, man. You ain't missed a thing yet. We've only been live for fucking almost 15 minutes. God, time flies. We haven't gotten to that yet. Right now we're just going over some UPWA shit right now. Talking some talk that the people have been wanting to know. And just me telling you guys things I've wanted to tell, but I just haven't been able to because of being the booker and being the guy who does these storylines. And, like, if I show my cards, then that loses, like, these stories lose their mystique and shit, you know? They lose their unpredictability and all this stuff. But, you know, now that the UPW is all said and done, fuck it, am I right? But as I was saying here, after the Lost Souls had disbanded, the Fallen Angels had disbanded, they all went on their own paths. We saw Jordan C become Jordan Carr. We saw him, you know, the protagonist, as Yanni was calling him. The anime protagonist, Jordan Carr, like, going for the European, then the UPWA championship. I think he didn't become UPWA champion. I want to say he became a European champion, though. I want to say Jordan Carr actually did win the European championship during his singles run. Let's see. Seth Baker, Chen Shao just kind of hung around. I couldn't really find nothing for him. But Seth Baker, I needed something for him. he wasn't really cutting it as a single star. Kamikaze Marty shows up and is like, these guys have the Atlanta thing in common. Let's go ahead and put them together. Then Yanni coined the Atlanta Boys tag team name and is like, I like it. I like it. Let's roll with that. And part of Seth's backstory is that he was sort of rejected by his family many years ago. That's why he didn't get along with Jay and Jeff for so long. And this led to a pretty natural story between the Atlanta Boys and the Bakers at Wrestling Palace 2, I believe it was. Yeah, Wrestling Palace 2, it definitely was, where Kamikaze Marty fucking speared one of the Bakers off the damn apron. It was fucking badass. But yeah, just then from there, yeah, we eventually saw Tommy Blaine make his return, become the Lost Soul, and reformed Darkness Incarnate. Recruited Chen Shao, brought him back into the fold. Eventually got Logan Black in there too. Last Call Logan Black, as Yandy said, Last Call really did just disappear. Mainly because I didn't have anything for him. But eventually, after a while, I noticed that you were saying, well, I know you were saying, who remember Last Call? Remember that guy? Whatever happened to that guy? About halfway through, about halfway between the time of you saying, whatever happened to that Last Call guy and him actually returning, about halfway through that period in time, I already planned his return to come back as the American Satan, to come back as Logan Black. And, him rejoining, him joining Darkness Incarnate, Tommy Blaine allowing him back in even just so that he can rebuild to full strength, getting Brittany Foster in there. Another piece of this puzzle that was not there originally but fit perfectly was Cassidy, Raven, whatever you want to call her. But yeah, the division of darkness, Brittany Foster and Cassidy coming together, eventually being assimilated into Darkness Incarnate once again. And now like I said, Tommy Blaine is trying to get Darkness Incarnate back up to full strength, which means he needs to bring Seth Baker back in. Seth Baker, who didn't want to rejoin them, he and Kamikaze Marty are heavily resisting. Eventually, he's forced to even work with his own brothers to keep him out of Darkness Incarnate. And, well, I think I need to go too much further into the story than that. We know Seth Baker eventually did rejoin because of the deal he made with Tommy Blaine. And then he was abandoned once again when everybody else was drafted except for him at the start of season 4, I believe it was. And then Seth eventually just found his way back to the Bakers. Eventually Kamikaze Marty got back in there, and we saw this war finish off at Wrestling Palace. Seth Baker finally defeating Tommy Blaine, which the final bit of that has not been written yet. I will tell you guys one more thing. I haven't done these post Wrestling Palace promos yet. They are going to happen, because these stories, while they finished at Wrestling Palace, there are a few of them that have a couple more details that need to be ironed out, a couple more things that I need to just go ahead and finish off, and there is a major plot point about to happen as far as Darkness Incarnate and the Bakers is concerned. Let's see. But yeah, Brendan, to answer your question there a bit ago, one of those things that, let's see, let me just go back exactly. Were there any other surprises that may have came out of nowhere but ended up being great? Kamikaze Marty, absolutely one of them right there. Kamikaze Marty was a fucking incredible surprise. And to Yanni, thank you very much for making him, because I don't think that story would have been nearly as good if you hadn't brought Kamikaze Marty in. Not only would it not have been nearly as good, but I just don't think the investment would have been nearly as there as it was from you guys, because I'm not dumb. I know there's a bit of bias when it comes to your guys' own custom wrestlers. Brendan, I know you absolutely want to see BLK and Novaside succeed. Yanni, I know you absolutely want to see people like Kamikaze Marty, Shinzo Tabata, Roxanne Graves succeed. And Kamikaze Marty being in that story, I think, really inflated your investment, Yanni. And by extension, I think your excitement over the whole story brought everybody else in as well. And yeah, like I don't think any of this would have been possible. I don't think it would have been nearly as great of a story. You wouldn't have had nearly as much investment. Wouldn't have been just nearly as great in general had Kamikaze already not been there. So thank you, Yenny. You helped in that story. You very much did. Let's see. Last call. Oh, I already did that one. Wrestling Palace was also the one where Marty botched the spear and just flopped onto the ground for a legendary Wrestling Palace moment. I remember that one too. I think it's the first time. No, yeah, I remember. I remember specifically telling you that like when me and Jordan tested out Kamikaze Marty just to make sure he would be good in the UPWA. I remember telling you that his spears didn't seem entirely good. It seemed like it might be very susceptible to botching because of the bad collision. Because we tested him online and he was not connecting that spear. Then in single player, I guess he was every single time except for on Wrestling Palace, which was fucking hilarious. Adrian Rose disappeared. Like last call, but at least people remembered him because because his mega contract salary got cut repeatedly. Although Adrian Rose, he disappeared out of nowhere. Not really out of nowhere per se. I did write him off. I wrote him off by having, like, if you guys remember, Adrian Rose led that group with DGX and Straight Edge. I know DGX and Straight Edge ended up being called Broken Bones. I don't know if I forget what their. I don't remember if the trio is called Broken Bones, though. I don't think they were. But either way, when they had enough of Adrian Rose, they turned against him and took him out. And that was me writing Adrian Rose off. Because seeing as how LaDon, me and him don't really talk that much anymore. I really didn't think he was going to want me to. I really didn't think I was going to be able to get Adrian Rose, Alex Rude, and a few Melissa Rude and a few others back into I didn't think I was going to be able to get them for 2K22, so I just went ahead and wrote them all off. Melissa Rude was also one of those great things, honestly, like with how Charlotte Flair like she was, and then the whole Villains of Vengeance storyline. I thought that ended up being really good. I think we made a real star out of Jessica Taylor at the very least. Selena Dominguez, I really tried. I don't think that she quite lived up to her potential, but Jessica Taylor, I think, like, she should have been a champion already, but if UPWA was continuing, she would definitely be a champion down the line. Never forget the time Marty essentially single-handedly beat Darkness Incarnate, which also go fuck yourself for that one. I hate submissions, dude. Submissions like that piss me the fuck off when they're fucking broken for no reason. I do, but I'm also invested in the good storylines. I was hella hooked on some of the better storylines, like Akane versus Emily. Well, to be fair, also, Brendan, don't forget, I notice you're hella biased towards women's storylines in general. But I'm glad you enjoyed that one, though. That story between Akane and Emily is like, it writes itself, it felt like. This whole story of Akane, she is the dominant species of Extreme Takedown Wrestling's women's division. She has beat everybody. She has defended that title against everybody, and she has won against everybody. Who else can possibly stop Akane's near year-long reign at the top of the UPWA women's division? Who else but the woman who just lost her title that she had been clamoring on for after completely dominating the other women's division? Who else could stop Tanaka except for Emily Sharp? And with Tanaka desperately requesting that she get some competition, and now Emily Sharp loses her title to Roxanne Graves, it's like, I can make a promo out of this. I can set something up, and I fucking did. And I think we got a fucking dream match right there between Akane Tanaka and Emily Sharp. That's like how John Cena was the fucking face of Monday Night Raw, and Dave Bautista was the face of Friday Night SmackDown. Both of them the absolute fucking top of each brand for so many years. And then they finally collide in like 2010. Except that one, I don't think that story really paid off as well as it. I was only like 10 years old when that shit happened, and I didn't watch fucking pay-per-views back then because I couldn't afford them. But I don't imagine that one really quite paid off as well as you expected, especially with the whole Super Cena thing. But, you know, the story was there. And DGX and Strategy became Broken Bones. Weren't they Fallen Angels? No. So DGX and Marco Rodriguez are who you're thinking of, but they were not Fallen Angels. They were part of a Last Call led group, but it was not the Fallen Angels. It was actually the Crusade. And once again, this was after the fallout of. This is after the Fallen Angels and the Lost Souls all broke up. Last Call was continuing, like he was going on his own path. And when Tommy Blaine made his return and introduced the Lost Soul character, this is around the time when Last Call introduced the Crusade. This is when he recruited Marco Rodriguez and DGX to help him out do his bidding, and in return, he sort of unlocked some hidden potential within them, especially Marco Rodriguez. And I even called back to this a little bit in that Rodriguez versus Rodriguez video package when... Hang on one second. Alright, either way. In that Rodriguez versus Rodriguez video package, I called back to it a little bit. To Marco Rodriguez's time as part of the Crusade. You can see him coming out with the Lost Soul, or with the Last Call, I should say. Then him and DGX turning against the Last Call. But yeah, those two were the ones who were part of the Crusade, and they got fed up really quickly when they were on the receiving end of multiple attacks from Tommy Blaine as the Lost Soul because of the Last Call's beef with Tommy Blaine. And don't forget, Tommy Blaine was only attacking them because Last Call was the one who disbanded the Lost Souls. He is the one who cost Tommy Blaine everything. Let's see here. You're telling me Queen Elizabeth II lasted longer than the Roots? You're not wrong, actually. I think she actually did. You're telling me Queen Elizabeth? I just read that one. Cindy turned into Charlotte after Melissa was gone. Yeah, she kind of. Well, to be fair, she already was a Charlotte Flair in her own right. I think Cindy was the Charlotte of XW. Melissa was the Charlotte of MCW. Once again, we have a fucking Cena Batista whole thing right there. But did we? I'm sure we've gotten at least one feud out of Van Diver and Rude. I'm sure we have. Either way, though. But yeah, Van Diver, I won't lie, she really did fucking kick up her whole Charlotte-ness up quite a few notches, especially at Wrestling Palace. That was a thing that happened with her and Roxanne Graves, wasn't it? Good point, but you don't see many people invested, so I'm glad to be biased. And then Graves had a good time until she ran into the Lol Cindy wins train. Sorry, but when was Batista the best at anything? Damn. When was Batista? Damn, bro. I mean, not wrong per se, but damn. No, I did like Batista back in the day, though. I did like Batista when I was growing up. He wasn't really like the top guy, in my opinion. Of course, John Cena, Triple H, Randy Orton, those were like the top ones. Batista was still, I'm not even gonna say upper mid card, but like lower main eventer, I would say, compared to them. If that's even a tier. If it's not a tier, then I'm making it a tier for Dave Batista in 2008. I did like him and Mysterio together. Dude, that's another thing. I never remembered him and Mysterio even being a fucking team. I know they were a team in SmackDown vs. Raw 09. They had the Road to WrestleMania story. I remember playing that a whole fucking lot. And I know about the turn at, like, Bragging Rights or Survivor Series, whatever that fucking pay-per-view was. Where he says, you think I'm kidding? I'm not kidding around, Ray. Yeah, that was the funniest fucking heel turn. And then just beat the fuck out of Rey Mysterio like he's playing Kick the Baby in South Park. Let's see here. When did you get the idea for the La Militia reunion party? So that's another thing. Well, hang on. Let me read this one real quick before I get too far back. Another question, but obviously we had a bunch of rookies come up. Was there any doubts about how they were going to be? Any surprises on how some of them did? Let's see. have to say RIP to Damachi Tabata. They returned to Japan, and then Bren went back to her sport. Was it Survivor Series? I thought it was bragging. I thought it was bragging rights because the fucking weird ass rope design they had. Like they had like red on one side, that it wasn't just two like sides of the ring. It was one side and then halfway down the other side, and the blue on the. I thought that was a stupid, like a weird bragging rights gimmick. I thought it was fatal. It wasn't Fatal 4-Way. It was definitely either bragging rights or it was. I'll take Reaper's word on it that it being Survivor Series because I know they'd like to do SmackDown versus Raw Survivor Series too. But bragging rights I remember specifically being a SmackDown versus Raw show. But I know for a fact a turn happened at one of those. Let's see here. Brent eventually evolved into Graves, who I prefer way more, though. Alright, so going back real quick. So Yanni asked me, when did I get the idea for the La Militia reunion party? So La Militia. Alright. So the idea to bring back La Militia, I didn't really plan on it happening because I thought that Zach, Xander, and Jason were all doing just fine on their own. Zach Stasiak, of course, no question he can hold his own. Multi-time UPWA champion. Jason Edwards is a very reliable upper mid-carder. We've seen the tears he can go on, the multiple World Hardcore title reigns he's had. Xander Storm, also usually reliable when he's not using the Storm Drain. But eventually, so with I think this is really down to effect, actually, was La Militia's reformation. With Alex Rude, with me having to get rid of Alex Rude, as well as Adrian Rose and Melissa Rude, that meant that the British invasion turned British Empire was going to have to, one of two things going to happen. They either had to break up, or they had to become a tag team instead of a trio. Which I didn't want either, because I thought they were a fucking fantastic trio. I absolutely love the three of them together. I thought they all worked off each other perfectly. And they were just a very formidable group. Former tag team champions. They have a legendary rivalry with the Campbells. But unfortunately, Alex Rude, his time is limited. His contract's running up. We got to go ahead and figure something out here. So, started building tension between Riley and Alex. And eventually it boiled over at Snowstorm, I think it was. Or, no, Proving Ground. It was Proving Ground because Oxley cashed in. He redeemed the Proving Ground contract that night against Alex Rude to win the UPWA Championship. Which I think is actually a turn of events, a funny little reverse around. Because I'm pretty sure in Season 3, Alex Rude actually redeemed the Proving Ground contract against Oxley to win the European Championship on the draft special episode of XTW. Like, literally the first episode of Season 3. But because Alex Rude was gone, that meant that, like, it's like, you know what, we'll go ahead and get rid of him for now. And we're going to just make him into a tag team, but I don't want that to be forever. This is just, like, I don't want to break up them entirely yet, because I feel like we could still make a bigger impact. So, kept Riley and Jay Haas together. Until eventually I didn't. Eventually, the Anderson's rage boils over, and once again, he turns on a member of the British invasion, the British Empire, and betrays King Jay Haas, eliminates him from the equation, throws him through that steel cage, and takes him out of action. And at that point, I already knew the plan was a Riley Anderson versus Jay Haas program. Or, more interestingly, the Red Faction versus the King's Court. Fucking bring it all back, run it all back full circle. Because those were two of the very first teams that existed at the beginning of the UPWA. And I figured going forward, I would like to have them all together again. I'd like to go ahead and tie up those stories. So, Eventually, we bring back the Red Faction, put them all together. But before they can go on to face the King's Court, who have not reformed yet, because Jay Haas, he needs to have that special moment where he comes back. Uh, it's like we gotta have something for the Red Faction first. And we never saw the Red Faction versus La Militia, because those two teams didn't exist at the same time. The Red Faction broke up way before La Militia came into existence, or at least a Jason Edwards included La Militia. Because Zack and Xander were already a tag team. That was their tag team name before the UPWA. But with Jason Edwards in there, I figured it's a nice trio. But yeah, I figure like they need a good trio to face off against, and there is a nice amount of history there between Jason Edwards and Sean Goldman and Devin Rust and Xander Storm. Plus Zach Stasiak and Riley Anderson, because I'm pretty sure, or I'm actually almost certain that that La Militia and the British Invasion have had at least one rivalry against each other. So there's some history there too, and it's just like it was really all just making a lot of sense. Like I'm reforming the Red Faction. Why don't we go ahead and put La Militia back together too, and have them have this great 6-man tag match at Snowstorm? And that's what I ended up doing. I ended up putting them all together. Honestly, I guess La Militia kind of was just a byproduct of the whole Red Faction and King's Court reunions. They just, like, we may as well just go ahead and bring back another fucking great team from the past and put them back together, put them on good terms, and tie up one more story before we go ahead and close things out. And wouldn't you know it, it ended up being a good idea because we finally got Zach Stasiak and Xander Storm as tag team champions out of it. They had never been tag team champions before in the UPWA. Two superstars who absolutely fucking deserved it. And I think Zach Stasiak is now a Grand Slam champion as a result of that. And Xander Storm is a Triple Crown champion as a result of that. Which, they both fucking deserve that. Let's see, another question. As for the rookies, yeah, so there were a few flops. Jackie Bren definitely being one of them, someone I really tried to build up, but I just ended up not pulling the trigger on once I realized just how shit she was. I'm sorry, Annie, but you already know this. I think I just ended up giving her opportunity to Akane Tanaka or something. It's like, this is not working out. Let's just go ahead and change plans. And that was just the end of Bren right then and there. Damachi, again, I tried. He just couldn't hang, sadly. I will say out of that one class of 6 female rookies that I introduced at the start of season 3 to pad out our women's division a bit more and allow a brand split between the women's division, they turned out a lot better than I thought they would, to be honest. Judy Parker, I don't think lived up to the potential that you guys, I'm sure, have noticed. I've tried to get her up there. I don't think she's been able to live up to her full potential. She has gotten close, though. She's had a great feud with Cindy Van Diver over the years. And she is a multi-time UPWA champion. I just feel like she could have achieved even more, though. Selena Dominguez, I wish would have done a lot more, but unfortunately she just, I think she might have just had a bad moveset, and that kind of may have fucked her up in the long term. Jessica Taylor turned out way better than I thought. Akane Tanaka, I had high hopes for at the beginning. Then we saw her really just fumbling every time that she's out there until she joins Blood Money and just becomes a fucking beast. I think she ended up being fucking phenomenal in the end. Emily Sharp also, I didn't really expect much from her. Just sort of a clean-cut good girl character. Until she just was racking up win after win after win with that fucking sharpshooter. And eventually you guys turned against her. It's like, no, we don't want to see this all the time. We don't like Emily Sharp. She always wins because of that fucking sharpshooter. So let's go ahead and play into that. Let's go ahead and give Emily Sharp this character where she is the clean-cut good girl who can't understand why the hell everyone's starting to hate her. And then she eventually, organically, over time, turned heel until she eventually just went full heel and started using these dirty tactics and all this and that. Changed her attire to look more like a heel. but all while still like seeming in her head like she is still the morally righteous character in any situation. Also, fuck the Cindy Van Diver. I couldn't agree more. Let's see here. Let me go ahead and catch up on chat real quick. Yeah, Roxanne Graves also did not expect. I did not expect her to do as good as she did. I did not expect her to fucking win that championship off of Emily Sharp, but I'm upset at how Rosalind Palace went for Graves. If that hadn't gone the way that went, then I think it would have been even better in the end. But I am still really glad that she was able to win that title off of Sharp. That not only made her into a star, but that also allowed us to get to Akane versus Sharp. Which actually, no, I will say one more thing. I actually forgot this little detail. So you know how we don't ever have double champions in UPWA, apart from someone like a singles champion holding a tag team title at the same time or something like that. We've never had a double singles champion in the UPWA, and that has been by design. I don't want anybody I don't want anybody holding two singles titles, because that is just a fucking that is just such a hard thing to undo, as WWE has found out with Roman Reigns. But even like back in 2019 when I started this whole thing, way before Roman even got his hands on the WWE Championship, before he even got his hands on the Universal Championship, that was already a thing. It's like, we are not having double champions. I was going to make the exception. I was going to make the exception for this fucking dream match right here, Akane versus Emily, for both women's titles. Unfortunately, Roxanne Graves ended up winning it, so it couldn't happen. But still, I think we still got a good match between Akane and Sharp for the UPWA Championship. How much did the Kiwi Buzzsaws disappoint you after their debut? Yeah, I really had high hopes for them when they got that win over the Campbell Club, and then they just fucking lost all the time after that. I tried making Big Devin Porter into a big star. Eventually, I don't know if you noticed, I was giving him more singles matches while having TJ as his manager. I was seeing how that dynamic worked. But, well, in the end, we fucking made that fatal four-way tag match for the titles, and the Kiwi Bastards ended up winning it. So, you know what? In the end, I think it was all worth it. Stormtree really became useless. That move became a fucking meme. Alex Root is unstoppable. He really fucking was for a while. I think she's gotten very close, but with her reigns, it might have helped her. Who are you talking about? Are you talking about Judy Parker? Hey, Dominguez had a cool entrance, clearly the best. She absolutely did. I'm very proud of that entrance still. I just wish that I could have actually customized it in 2K22 a little bit more. But, you know, fucking easy entrances are the only thing you can do in that game, so it's really funny. And her fucking headgear looking like shit in 2K22 really fucking annoyed me. Yeah, that's what I thought. Akane Tanaka definitely made Blood Money better. She definitely really did. And I wish I could have had her more involved in Blood Money. I like the idea of having her on her own over on XW and have Damian Deaver manage her, because at the beginning, Deaver was coming out to her matches and standing at ringside. She was still being represented by Blood Money during her matches. But to do these hardcore matches in 2K22 where they would actually use the weapons, they had to be Extreme Rules, and you can't have a manager in Extreme Rules matches. So I had to take Damian Deaver out of the equation in that case. But she's still Blood Money, even if she never sees them, even if she's on a completely different show from them. Sharp just said, "Fuck you, the formula, because it's a cause for destruction." What led to the decision of making Deaver a manager of a faction that ended up being pretty damn successful? Good question, actually. Honestly, I like Damian Deaver with his whole gimmick of being like very rich and snobby. I don't know. I just felt like he could make for a good like $1 million man type of character. Eventually, I created this Brian Brutus character as like an idea of like, what if Damian Deaver had some hired muscle? and they ended up becoming a tag team. Eventually, though, it's like this whole blood, like them being called Blood Money. I just feel like I don't know. I feel like there's just some potential here. I don't know. I don't remember exactly what was going through my mind. I don't know exactly what led to the decision, but eventually it's like, what if we put Oxley in here and saw what happened? What if I went ahead and changed Oxley's color palette from red to blue, slapped a Blood Money logo on him, and allowed Deaver to become his manager to sort of reinvigorate him? And actually, yeah, with Brutus, you notice Brutus, I don't think he's ever said a word in the UPWA. Deaver's always acted as his mouthpiece, even when they were a tag team. I think that part, that kind of made me decide to do the same for Oxley. Because it's like, as good as Oxley already was on his own, I feel like Big Man, he could use a mouthpiece too. So, and I think it honestly worked out because Oxley, we saw him become we saw him win the Proving Ground contract. We saw him become a UPWA champion under Damien Deaver's guidance. And yeah, I guess that's pretty much it right there. Like, I don't exactly remember what the thought process was on making Damien Deaver pretty much only a manager. He did come out and fight on occasion whenever it was like a big Blood Money battle or something like that, like when they fought Darkness Incarnate at Soul Survivor, and they brought in DGX. But I don't know exactly what it was, but I am glad that I ended up making that decision. I think another thing was because Damien Deaver himself wasn't that successful as a wrestler. So, like, he might just do better as just a manager. Plus, we don't have any, like, strictly managers in the UPWA. So, could end up, like, being a nice little experiment. That ended up turning out pretty well. Let's see here. Tanaka comes over to be part of the Blood Money Christmas card pictures. Obviously not counting the show matches and how Nova and Cody have their decision who to face. Were there any other match results that may have given you story ideas? Like I said, Pedro and Marco definitely did. I was just thinking earlier today about like how Pedro could go on his own path. I already know what path Marco is about to be taking. I already know how this one promo is going to be going down. I'm not going to say anything yet, because I think you guys should read it and, have the regular experience while you can there. But Pedro and Marco, I've definitely got plans, like ideas of how their stories could go from here. What other matches were there? Cody and Adam Crozier. Like Cody Gray, I already know one way his career's taking, which actually, yeah, I already have an idea of who Cody's next challenger would be, and if this is a reason why I wish I could continue the UPWA, because it is a fucking dream rivalry. I'm not sure if it's going to be touched on at all in the post Wrestling Palace promos. But so like in case it is touched on, I'm not going to spoil it right now. But if it's not, then somebody just fucking say something at some point, like in the future, ask me who like that dream opponent was going to be, and I'll probably let you know. Let's see, what other matches did we have? Because there was a whole lot of them. Let's see, I've got ideas for Darkness Incarnate, what's going to happen with them. I've got ideas for like quite a few of these wrestlers, quite a few of the winners and losers from Wrestling Palace, but like I really just can't talk about them yet because like these things are going to be revealed in these stories, in these promos that are coming out soon. So I really can't even talk about them yet, to be honest. Let's see. How do you feel about how did you feel when Cody Gray broke Deuce's neck, and about the storylines that came after? Man, that was such a long time ago. So Cody, Deuce, and Van Diver. That story Now, obviously, you know the story between Cody Gray and Tyler Van Diver. That has been a very touched upon story of Silver and Gold. The betrayal of Van Diver at Proving Ground is a very. They have a very storied rivalry, those two. Now, Deuce eventually came into the picture when he won the Soul Survivor tournament. However, we know Van Diver wasn't exactly thrilled on how it happened, given the fact that he'd fought 4 different people, and it was just stolen away by Deuce at the end. And what really sucked about that, actually, I'm going to go in with another little detail here. What really, really fucking sucked about that whole thing, as amazing of a story that was, I hated the fact that Van Diver was the one to pull off the Iron Man performance, because that meant he has to play a face now. After something like that, it is impossible to boo him right now. So he had to turn face and face a heel Deuce. Cody Gray, I believe, was a face. Yeah, Cody Gray was a face up until this point. He made his return at Soul Survivor to attack Van Diver and try to cost him the Soul Survivor tournament. But now that Van Diver is playing this face character, like now that he has to play this face, that means that Cody Gray, who was betrayed by his tag team partner, who should be the guy that we're going to cheer now, he has to play heel. This is a very chaotic dilemma that I was faced with. So how do I turn Cody Gray heel now? How the fuck is the story going to work? Like, this is supposed to be Gray and Van Diver. It's supposed to be Van Diver's the heel, Gray is the face. Like, it's the natural story. But now I have to find a way to flip it around. And when Deuce got involved, well, we know that the 3 of them were all vying for that shot at the UPWA championship that Deuce had earned. But of course, the controversy, the questionable of it all, I guess, fucking lack of words, with the fact that he only fought in 2 matches, whereas Van Diver fought in 5. So like that kind of threw his status as number 1 contender into question. So now he's fighting to defend his opportunity. He gets in that match with Cody Gray. And Cody Gray, being the veteran that he is, he's in there against a meaner, tougher opponent, has to take any opportunity possible. He ends up delivering that diving knee off the top rope to the back of Deuce's neck, and this happens in the actual match, not just in the promo, but this happens in the actual match. He drops that knee across the back of his neck, and I think what happens is he hits that screwdriver, and he gets the pin, and he wins. Like, this right here, that's the thing. That right there is the thing. Cody Gray is turning heel right now. This is how I do it. This man is so desperate for this UPWA Championship match. Like, he can frame it however he wants. He can try to justify it in his mind however he wants, because this is how Cody Gray is. He is the good guy. He's not the good guy yet. That's not his character yet, but this is sort of like just the groundwork. This is eventually leads into him becoming the good guy of his own story. But yeah, he takes the opportunity that is ahead of him, doesn't hesitate, because you can't hesitate in a moment like that. He delivers that knee strike to the back of his neck and gets that first fall. This is now in the promo. And Deuce is like spazzing out, seizing. Match is still going on. The ref hasn't thrown it out. Cody Gray, he has to act. Like, it sucks, but this is what I have to do in order to win this match. So he picks Deuce back up, drops him on his fucking neck again with that fucking pile driver, and gets the win. The fans are fucking pissed at his negligence. The fans, like, fucking imagine people throwing, like, fucking bottles and trash at him in the ring. Like, fuck you for trying to kill this guy just to win a fucking match. But Cody Gray is like, I have to do this. Like, this is what victory means to Cody Gray. And that turns him heel. And now we have Like now, he is no longer the sympathetic babyface who is betrayed by his tag team partner and was pile driven into a pile of chairs by his own tag team partner after they lost the tag team titles back at Proving Ground. Now this is the man who just tried to end another man's career himself. He has become what he sought to destroy. In his mind, though, it's okay because his means justify his ends. But of course, outside looking in, that is not the case. And he is now a fucking hated person. And he ends up getting that one-on-one match against Tyler Van Diver. Let's see here. And honestly, yeah, that fucking really, I think that really contributed to Cody Gray's character going forward as well. Because without that, I don't think we could get the good guy character. And we don't get those, like, antics between Cody Gray and Deuce backstage, where Deuce is like hunting Cody Gray down like a few months later. Eventually, yeah, this is where I just made Cody Gray into a bit of a more comedic character, sort of a heel Johnny Gargano in NXT character. That's literally what I was modeling him after at that point. And yeah, eventually we got Deuce versus Cody Gray. That storyline finished up, but eventually Gray moves on. He becomes the good guy. He ends up facing plethora of different superstars, including Adam Crozier. And we finally get that story. Finally, Cody Gray becomes, like, he's no longer just the good guy of his story. He is the good guy of this story. And that right there, I think, is just fucking poetic. That right there is what I think wrestling is. I think it's fucking amazing. Van Diver versus Deuce. What about Van Diver versus Deuce? Were the reigns of the Block Party surprising to you? Let's see. Well, hang on a second. Let me fucking open up the spreadsheet to look at their reigns real quick. I can see y'all are already on here, too. I forgot to see an anonymous boost and a fucking anonymous chinchilla on here, too. Let's see here. So, the Block Party. I will say... Let's see here. Hang on. Fucking who did they win the tag titles off of more recently? I know they're not tag team champions anymore. Who the fuck did they win them off of back at fucking... Wait, what the hell? Wait. Oh, that ain't right. Hold on a second. I need to fucking change that real quick. That was a mistype right there. Put 2022 instead of 2023. That would have made things really fucking weird. Who the fuck did the Block Party win the tag titles off of? They won them off of Blood Money. Okay. Or wait, hold on a second. Something... I feel like something's not adding up here. No, they didn't. Okay, no, I'm fucking stupid. Okay, that was just a title defense of theirs. They won them off of Strength and Power back on an episode of MCW. That's what happened. Now, I will say, the Block Party winning the tag titles more recently, back in March, that one I didn't quite want to happen. I wanted the Strength and Power to keep on holding the titles because I wanted them to carry that momentum they had from Obliteration's win over La Armada de Mexico. I wanted them to finally prove why they deserve to be tag team champions now that they have the gold. Which they didn't actually win in a tag team match per se. They won them in that winner-take-all elimination 4 versus 4 match. But unfortunately, it just wasn't to be. The Block Party ended up winning them, and I think they had a pretty decent reign of them. I'm pretty sure they held them at least one more time. The Block Party did. Yeah, they did. Okay, that was all the way in 2019, though. I do not really remember that reign very much. But the Block Party, they're not bad champions. They've proven to be reliable transitional champions whenever they get the gold, whenever they get their hands on that gold. And they're always fun to have around. It's always nice to see the Block Party getting wins, isn't it? Let's see. I just hope if Nova fights one of these two champions that she wins and doesn't fuck it up. Couldn't it have been easier to grow this ego as a heel? Are you talking about Cody Gray or Tyler Van Diver or Deuce? Who are you talking about in regards to that? What do you say BLK versus Liam West is the best UPWA rivalry in history? Yeah, I think so. I think it's a fair claim to say. Also, funny little detail, when I was doing the card for Wrestling Palace Day 2 in the universe, like putting it in the game, I had to advance 1 week in order to set up the next card. So I had to just skip through XCW and skip through MCW. Made each show one match long, just so it wouldn't affect like momentum or anything, as little as possible. By default, the fucking one XTW match that I had to simulate was actually BLK versus Liam West. So technically, that was the last match in XTW history. Technically, let's see here. So we got a BLK cost Liam with the show match. How excited were you? Oh, ads. Damn. Yeah, I tried to, as far as these ads are concerned, I'm going to say this right now. I looked yesterday, I saw, like, there's, like, ad management you can do on Twitch now. I reduced it as little as I possibly could. I reduced it to as little as possible. I think, like, by default, Twitch channel is supposed to have, like, 3 minutes of ads per hour. I have mine down to, like, 30 seconds of ads per hour. At least it's supposed to be. And I have pre-rolls disabled as well, so that people can just fucking tune in, like, drop in and not have to fucking sit through 8 minutes of ads, because Twitch is fucking retarded with that shit. Kills retention, I feel like. But, you know, I'm not a higher up. I'm not Jeff Bezos. I don't know how to fucking run this company, I guess. How excited were you when the Lopez versus Santos match for the title naturally occurred? So, alright, so Santos winning the Rumble. I did not want that to happen. I will be honest, I was not wanting Santos to win the Royal Rumble. I forget who the runner-up even was. Let me fucking go back real quick. I forget who the runner-up of the Rumble was. If one of y'all can tell me before I can find it, then go ahead. But I remember, like, I'm pretty sure I would have preferred if the runner-up had won instead. Alright, there's a snowstorm. So I'm going to go ahead and mute it real quick. Who the fuck was the runner-up in this thing? It was Seth Baker. Okay, Seth Baker I absolutely would have fucking loved if he would have won the Rumble. I think that would have been just such a amazing story for Seth Baker to go on and win the UPWA Championship. Go to the main event of Wrestling Palace. Which, one more thing. I think there is something else fueling that, too. Let me go back to Snowstorm if I could find the card real quick. Yeah, so Tommy Blaine defeated Seth Baker for the World Hardcore Championship earlier that night. I think that would have been a fine end to the rivalry. Like, it would have been a sour note for sure. But then for Seth Baker to win the Rumble and move on to better things than the World Hardcore Championship, I think that would have been a great fucking thing for Seth Baker. Again, didn't happen. Is what it is. I was disappointed to do Santos instead because it was hard for me to see Santos as a guy fighting for the UPWA Championship. But... And that's why I had Deuce fighting him, trying to take the opportunity away from him. Because I wanted to see if I could get Deuce in that main event spot instead. But then, we had Locally Lopez end up winning it. Which, again, this was not the plan either. I figured Zach Stasiak can defeat Locally Lopez, go on to Wrestling Palace to face Deuce. Because I felt like that would have been a good match. Lopez was just merely just somebody in his path. Just somebody to add some credibility to this reign. But then Santos, somehow, someway, defeated Deuce in that street fight. And Locally Lopez, somehow, someway, defeated Zach Stasiak for the championship. And when I realized what we had on our hands then, it's like, okay, we definitely have something here. Us, Texico, they've never fought each other. I hadn't realized this, but they've never fought each other. It's going to be tough to storyline right now. I have to work around the Rodriguez feud then. Because the Rodriguez feud was already the major plot point in La Armada de Mexico. That was already the major storyline revolving that faction. Now I have another major storyline that is going to pull from that. And I have to now have these two storylines work in unison, bounce off of each other. It's gonna take some crazy fucking storyliner, but this could be something special, and I think it was. Blood Money at Game Over. Oh, you talk about the Block Party, I think, retaining the titles. Speaking on reigns, do you believe Akane Tanaka has lifted that curse of the UPWA Women's title? I absolutely think so. Yeah, that is insane to think about. Remember how much that title got hot potatoed between everybody? Like, you fucking one defense and you lost it, maybe two if you're lucky. And then Tanaka just holds it for over 300 fucking days. Like 341, I think was the final count. 2 weeks shy of a year. That's insane. Feels like a meme of who would win, a big athletic guy and a boxer, or two rapper boys. Cool that I'm mod so I don't get ads, I think. Oh, that actually might be true. Let's see. It is a good thing I subbed during Wrestling Palace. Deuce, I think, was... No, Deuce was not the runner-up. It was Seth Baker. Atlanta Boys versus Aztexico. Match on the show before Wrestling Palace 4 had to happen, right? We haven't gotten Aztexico versus the Atlanta Boys, have we? I think that'd be an interesting match right there. We should have put Stasiak against BLK. That would have made it work for sure. Or Black Hole Cole. That one would have. You know, one more thing. Fucking Shinzo Tabata versus Cole Quinn, I think, was like the funniest storyline I've ever told in the UPWA. It's just the fact that, like, I didn't even do all the work either. The AI made it work so much better than I ever could have. Especially when fucking what was it? Fucking Cole Quinn. Like, first he defeated Cole Quinn, then Quinn comes back, like he's like, this is my final form. I'm broken. I am Black Hole Cole. And he just gets fucking squashed again. No fucking trouble. And then like the last fucking match they had was like Cole Quinn's whole spirit is broken. Comes out as like the sheep or whatever, the sheep attire. Where he just like he hasn't shaved in weeks and all that. And he gets some offense in, but he still gets his ass kicked. I said it before, and I said it a million times. The best EFED storyline teller ever. I appreciate them, and I really do every single time that you say it. I try my absolute best, and I'm glad that you guys. I'm glad that you guys are able to enjoy reading these storylines as much as I enjoy writing them. Shinzo versus Cole literally could have won an award. Man, that. A whole lot of fucking history, I gotta say. But we've been at this for a whole hour. We can continue with the questions here in a bit, but I think it's time to move on from history to moving on to the future. I want to just at least get this out of the way before anything else, while I still have an opportunity to do so, before something potentially comes up to where I cannot get this out for some reason. But as far as the future is concerned, yes, the UPWA is over. It is all said and done, sadly. But there's a whole lot more on the table now. Like, my schedule is a whole lot freer to do middle-of-the-day streams like this. Like, whoever would have thought I'd be fucking just streaming at 7:30 on a Tuesday? You know, like, that's fucking weird. It's streaming for a whole hour, no less. Which, that's another thing, dude. This is something I've been looking forward to for such a long fucking time. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely love doing UPWA. I love doing the commentary. But the cost of it is I don't get to do stuff like this where I'm just looking at the camera. It's just my webcam. That's the whole fucking screen. And I'm just talking to you guys. I don't ever get to do that. And I wish I could. I wish I could have so much for the past few years, but I just fucking couldn't because of having to commentate in all this. But now we'll be able to do this a whole fucking lot more. Maybe not so much of just the webcam streams, but like just doing, like being able to talk to y'all while I just fucking game, you know? And that's just gonna be fucking insane. Like, it's a whole hour's past of just me talking to you guys. It doesn't even feel like that long. Fucking Reaper, you're saying something about ads. Like I said, I only have them set to go off like half a minute every hour. I can't believe we already got to ads. It doesn't feel like it's been that long. Um, but yeah, as far as the future is concerned, though, things that I'm planning on doing here. So one thing I've been wanting to bring back for a long time is, I say UPWA is done, but it's still real to me, damn it, because we're bringing back the UPWA in The Sims 4. That's something I've been wanting to bring back for a long time. We did it, like, we did a couple streams of it way back in the day, like 2 or 3 years ago. It's been that fucking long. Matter of fact, I'll find the VODs I have saved still, real quick, just to fucking make my point right now. Let's see here. Fucking, yeah, UPWA Sims. When was this last modified? 2021. November 2021. It has been almost 2 years since we fucking started that. And we're due for a fucking return. It has been too long. We had Pedro Rodriguez. We did the Nightblades. We did Joe Sullivan and Chris Hunter, I think. We got them started. I don't think we ever got to the Nightblades. Like, I think we only had like 3 Sims, and that's all we were able to do. But I do plan on bringing it back in the very near future, because I will tell you what, I have not played The Sims since we stopped that, because I can only play so much Sims. If I play too much, then I get burned out, and I can't play for a long time. But when I want to play it, I really fucking want to play The Sims. And I have not played The Sims. I have purposely not touched it since the last UPWA Sims VOD stream, whatever the fuck, because like I didn't know when the next one was going to be. I didn't want to take the chance on burning myself out before we could get back to it, and it has tortured me. I've been wanting to fucking play The Sims so badly. Now we can finally get back to it. I'm so excited. Baker House. No, that dude, trust me, I've got plans. The fucking Bakers are gonna be in there. Darkest and Carter's gonna be in there. We're gonna bring Kamikaze Marty, of course. BLK and Liam West. Actually, that's a good idea. Sims Russell's. Oh, I gotta see this. I cannot wait for you to see it, bro. I cannot wait for you to see it. Another thing. Gonna bring back. What else are we gonna fucking bring back? Remember how I did like SmackDown versus Raw 07 season mode? Like three streams of it, and that was it. Yeah, let's go ahead and finish that up. I think probably gonna just start a whole new season mode, to be honest. Like probably just with a random character. Never mind Cody Gray's story mode. Fucking fuck that shit. We'll just grab a random call and play the PS2 emulator on PC. I think that'd be a whole lot of fun right there. And not just 07. I want to play 06, maybe even the original SmackDown vs. Raw. Play 08. Fucking probably do the SmackDown vs. Raw 09 Road to WrestleMania, 2010 WrestleMania, 2011 Road to WrestleManias. Not sure about WD12, because that one will require might be able to do it through Dolphin. Might be able to do it through the Wii emulator. I'm not sure, but that one I know is not available on the PS2, so I can't do it through the PS2 emulator. Maybe possibly the PS3 emulator if it's working properly by then. But W12, that one's iffy. Same with 13, 2K14. But even if we can't do those ones, I also fucking really want to go back and play the 2K15 showcase modes, because as dog shit of a wrestling game WWE 2K15 is, the showcase modes were its saving grace. That and the jukebox, but the showcase modes were fucking god tier. That shit had no reason to be as good as it was for the game it was released on. 2K16 also had a fucking fantastic Stone Cold showcase mode. 17 had fucking, the Hall of Fame DLC showcase, whatever. Never mind that. Not even gonna fucking bother with that. Probably 18. I don't even think that had a showcase. 19 had Daniel Bryan. I don't think we need to fucking do that, to be honest. Yeah, that one was just really short. But don't need to do showcase on 19, because I'll tell you what, I still haven't played my career in 2K19. I want to so fucking badly. Like I remember, I got to SmackDown. That's as far as I got in that story. I had to stop because I had to focus on UPWA, and I haven't been able to finish it since. But I want to go back and play the 2K19 My Career, 2K20 My Career, even as fucked up as a game mode, or as fucked up as a game that is. Need to play that one, and the Showcase mode. I still never played that Showcase either. 2K22's My Career, or My Rise, I think it was called in that one. And, of course, 2K23's My Rise. Whole lot of wrestling games. We may be done with UPWA, but we're still sticking with wrestling games, brother. Don't you fucking worry. There's a whole lot I need to go through. 20 wasn't bad. Well, the game itself was fucking horrible. The My Rise, I heard good things about My Rise, though. Let's see. Not gonna lie, I kind of miss these old wrestling games. I fucking do too. I miss them so much. They were good, bro. Oh, that reminds me. The game sucked, but the Showcase in My Rise was good. I haven't heard about the Showcase. I know it was 4 Horsewomen based, but to be honest, the only thing I remember about it mainly is the glitched animation where Charlotte was locking in the the figure 8 while she was sucking off the referee. But yeah, I do want to go back and actually fucking play the stories on there, play Showcase and My Rise finally. But also, speaking of the old wrestling games, one other thing, I had to take care of something real quick, but what? Marty, you are a part of a family, invites Kamikaze Marty to the household. Baycrest. Yeah, so, other thing I was about to say, as far as the old wrestling games are concerned, something else we haven't done in a while. Something else we haven't done in a while. Remember SmackDown vs. Raw 2008? Remember how me, Jordan, and Brian were going through GM mode and we never fucking finished it? Remember how the Great Khali fucking broke his legs? Yeah, I say, I've already talked to Jordan and Brian, and we are going to continue it very soon. Don't know exactly when, but we will be doing it on Wednesdays. Don't know what time yet. We have to work out the details still. We will be doing it on Wednesdays. Most likely not every Wednesday. Will not be this Wednesday. I'm going to tell you that much right now. I want to try to get it going again next Wednesday. I want to get it going again next Wednesday. Hopefully we're able to by then. Hopefully we're able to get everything set back up. I still have everything, I still have the fucking memory card and everything like that. Nothing is lost. But hopefully we can get our schedules aligned and we can continue it really soon. Won't be every Wednesday because, sometimes one of the three of us shit's going to come up and we're not going to be able to do the stream. But that's fine. If I'm still able to do something, then I probably will do something. It won't be GM mode, but I'll fucking, I'll probably be online entertaining y'all in some way still. Let's see, what else is there? What else is there that I plan on bringing back? Well, one thing, actually. I do have Jackbox. I don't know if any of y'all, I'm sure y'all know what Jackbox is. In case you don't, it's that fucking game where one person puts it up on the screen, then everyone takes their phones out, and you have to fucking, draw something or fill in blanks or whatever, and just, make funny, racist and inappropriate jokes. At least that's usually how it goes at my friends' houses. But I do have Jackbox. Jackbox 5, specifically. I know it has a couple good games, and I know that because why the fuck would I buy a Jackbox if it didn't have fun games in it? Only got 5. I only have 5. I don't remember which games are in it, I'll be honest, but I know it has at least a couple of good games. Life is life, man. Gets to do what you get to do. Damn right. No, I mean, it is what it is. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes shit's gonna come up to where we are not able to do the GM mode, but that's okay. That just means we get to drag it out even longer. Yeah, I think 5 is the best pack that we have, or that they have, which is why I bought it when it was on sale. I do plan on buying more, but the fact that I haven't even opened up Jackbox yet. I've owned it for over a year. I've not even opened it yet. because no one wants to fucking play it ever. But fucking, if y'all ever want, like, you know, I figured that'd be a fun little streaming, like, community night thing to do on here, is run some Jackbox with the boys. So yeah, that's a thing that we may end up doing in the future. As far as random games I plan on streaming, because it's not just gonna be WWE like wrestling content. Oh, and Fight Forever. You can't forget, we're gonna be doing run some Fight Forever at some point. But it's not just gonna be random ass WWE and wrestling games that we'll be playing on this channel in the future. While it is going to still be a lot of the content that you're going to see, because I am who I am, I fucking love wrestling, you know, y'all know me, and there's nothing wrong with that. But other games that I am probably going to be playing, might try seeing how Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes is on stream, might see, like, how well that ends up being. Left 4 Dead, I might try streaming that. The only thing I'm reluctant on as far as that's concerned is the fucking just insanely toxic community and the fact that people spam the N-word in your chat. Not in the Twitch chat, but like in the game chat. So I might not be able to play online with randoms, but I might just play some fucking Left 4 Dead. Personally a fan of 3, but 7 is also good and has the basically wrestling game champed up. Interesting. I'll have to look into that one. Do me a favor, Yanni. Either put a message in Discord or DM me on Discord or something. And fucking let me know about that shit. Like, basically just give me a reminder to fucking check them out, and I absolutely will. I'm just looking through my fucking games I have, right? Wrestling Empire is another game I fucking want to stream. I wanted to stream it last year, whenever the hell it came out. Just UPWA kept me so fucking busy that I didn't have the chance. But Wrestling Empire, I am going to fucking stream. I promise you. I might do some fuck around shit on Among Us. If y'all have seen my Among Us videos on YouTube, you know that I can get into some pretty wacky shenanigans on there. American Truck Simulator, that's a nice little fuck around game that I'm sure I'll be playing on here. Let's see, what else have I got? I don't know if y'all have ever heard of Thrillville, but actually, Thrillville is a fucking game that I hold very close to my heart. If y'all have ever checked out my Thrillville video essay I did on YouTube a few months ago, you will know just how much I fucking love Thrillville. But one thing I noticed is that it has a very tiny speedrunning community, and as much as I love Thrillville, I'm just thinking, what if I just became a fucking world record holder for the game? I think that'd be really fucking funny. So I might, like, one thing I plan on doing as well is going for the Thrillville world record of like beating it in the fastest time. Let's see here. That's why I stopped streaming Jackbox. What? Because nobody wanted to play. I don't remember. Yeah, that's why I haven't even fucking opened this, because nobody fucking wants to play with me. I remember which one has the horror trivia thing, but that one is also great. New Legacy played Jackbox 7 on their rounds of Champs Up, and is that the one where like you have to draw like 2 fighters or something, and like you vote on the better one or something like that? I think I might have seen that. Oh, the racist community comes out. Gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, that's valid. That is valid. Don't get me wrong. I'm fucking okay with the fucking offensive, racist, sexist joke here and there. Like, I think as long as you're actually being funny, not just saying the N-word to be funny. On Twitch, it's a bit of a different story too, because, you know, fucking guidelines and all that shit, TOS. But yeah, sometimes people just literally think racism equals funny, and that's where I kind of just draw the line a little bit. Trivia Murder Party is in 3, and the sequel Trivia Murder Party 2 is in 7. So 7 sounded pretty fucking good, actually. House Flipper is another game I might just do a little bit of streaming on. That's another nice little fuck around game. I might just, you know what, one other thing. I do want to stream Grand Theft Auto. Not just like playing it online, but like fucking just stream the stories. I know I did GTA. I know I did San Andreas a couple years ago. I streamed that. I did a mod playthrough of San Andreas. We did the GTA 3 and Vice City remasters. Never did the San Andreas remaster, which I still want to at some point. But even apart from those, at some point I want to do a GTA 4 playthrough. Maybe even GTA 5. I want to do another playthrough of Vice City at some point. I do not ever want to touch GTA 3 again, so maybe fucking suggest that one. Yeah, I think it's, oh yeah, and fucking maybe Liberty City Stories, Vice City Stories. Might give those ones a try on stream. What else is there? Might do might dabble in some Red Dead stories, Red Dead 1 and 2 story modes, Bully. Whole lot of great content we could fucking make out of all that, I think. There's nothing funny about what happened. I'm not even going to pry. I'm not even going to pry. I will take your word for that. On my way to make fun of Liam West on Jackbox. Let's see. I don't think anyone can do just a little bit of streaming / playing House Flipper. Nah, dude, I fucking tried playing House Flipper a few years ago. I tried making a video of me playing House Flipper. I'll tell you what, it was literally just me playing and fucking around, but I just didn't feel like I could make a good video out of it. Just because, I kind of, when I'm making a video, I like to have another person with me, so I can, have someone to bounce off of. When I'm streaming, I like having y'all here so I can bounce off of you guys, and I, fucking, when I'm telling jokes, you guys are laughing at the chat and fucking make me feel validated, it makes me feel like I actually am funny. But when I'm just streaming, making a video by myself, no one is there. So I really feel like all these jokes suck, and I just ended up not making the video. I still have it recorded somewhere, but just never ended up making a video out of it, sadly. But if I go ahead and stream it, I think that'd be a much different story. I play the best GTA game, Simpsons Hit and Run. You know what? Actually, please remind me. I will fucking download the ROM for that one. Let me rephrase. That was not binding. That was just me talking shit. Let me take a moment to rephrase. Please remind me, and I will legally obtain a copy of Simpsons Hit and Run, and I will gladly run that shit on the emulator. Anyway, speaking of emulation, another thing. I'm just looking through all my fucking games that I have on my desktop here. Golf with your friends. That one's gonna be fun to fuck around on. But I also have a whole bunch of PS2 games on here. A whole bunch of emulated games, not even counting all the wrestling games that I've got. Got a few others I want to try out. One of them, which I have on PC as well, Freedom Fighters. I don't know if you guys have ever played that one for the PS2 era. That is a really fun game, really good story. Never beat it. I want to fucking play it on stream and finally beat it after 20 years. I might go ahead and play through the Dragon Ball Z Budokais and Budokai Tenkaichis on stream. I already played through number 1. I might just replay through it just for you guys. Who knows? We'll see how that goes. But let's see what else have I got here. The Guitar Hero franchise. The Guitar Heroes. Not all of them, probably not. But quite a few of the Guitar Heroes I plan on fucking playing. And of course, I do have my Guitar Hero guitar right fucking here. I can just run it up real quick. No fucking problem about that. I have Clone Hero as well before you call me a fucking scrub and who's too fucking stupid to figure out that there is a modern way to play. But personally, I prefer seeing all the fucking animations and shit. I want to play through the fucking stories of Guitar Hero. I want to go through that fucking nostalgia trip. Might play Gun. I might do Kingdom Hearts too. I have Kingdom Hearts on here just because I've never played it, but I've always wanted to. So I might go through Kingdom Hearts on stream at some point. Lego Batman, Lego Indiana Jones, I got those two. Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2 is one that I really fucking want to play on stream at some point. That's something I want to do. Let's see. Love the Guitar Hero, but be careful with TTOS. Yeah, that's the thing about that. Personally, I just figure I'll probably fucking just delete the VODs as soon as they go live. I'm one of the things I am recording right now as well as streaming, just to make sure that because fucking sometimes they mute your shit and it's really annoying. So starting a year ago or something, I just started recording as well as streaming so that I could have the original footage with the original audio. because that shit's really annoying on YouTube when I put the VOD up and fucking you can't hear it for a minute because of some fucking song playing in the background. So yeah, if worst case, I can just go ahead and delete the VOD off of Twitch, maybe, and still have my recording and that be unaffected. Put that up on YouTube, and hopefully not get a fucking DMCA takedown on my Twitch. We'll see how that goes though. Yes, Need for Speed. Fucking dude, you don't know how much I fucking love Need for Speed not Underground. Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2. I fucking played the fuck out of that game when I was little. I played it so religiously. Let's see. Doug, you should play Tekken or Street Fighter. I am not a... Alright, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not a fighting game person. I am not a fighting game person. Detroit Jesus with the guitar. I'm not a fighting game person, though. I've never been into Mortal Kombat. I tried playing Injustice. I got through the story. I couldn't get into, like, actual, like, anything outside of that. I couldn't get into, like, just playing online or nothing. Don't get me wrong. I am good at a lot of video games. And even right now, like, I am actually playing in a fighting tournament with a bunch of friends from work. Like, tomorrow, one reason why we're not going to be doing GMO tomorrow is because I am going to my friend's house to compete in this fighting tournament. Long story short, every month we play a different game. Tomorrow's game is Dead or Alive 6. If you know what the game is, then you know what the game is. If you don't know what the game is, you can go ahead and look that up. But, fighting game, at its core. And I have gotten pretty good at it in, like, the month of practice well, not even a month, I've only gone, like, a couple times of practice, but I've gotten pretty fucking good at it. Still, though, I don't consider myself someone who really enjoys fighting games that much. But, I don't know, maybe I'd try Tekken or some shit in the future. Let's see here. My only PS2 recommendation I can remember might be cool is the Star Wars Battlefront 2 campaign, but I might be biased due to nostalgia. My friend, you are not biased at all. I will tell you right fucking now. Matter of fact, you know what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to go ahead and click this guy right here. Let me show you that fucking default icon that is not fucking showing because it's just corrupted. I have Battlefront 2 on my computer. I literally have this shit. I got to update Steam. And I even bought Battlefront 1 recently. But yeah, I have a fucking modded Battlefront 2. I have some, like, additional shit on there just to bring back the old maps. But yes, that is something else I fucking can gladly do is play through the original campaign. Alright, you know what? Go fuck yourself. We're not even playing it. Let's see here. What else is there? Try to sneak my way in. Wizard 101. No, I mean, if y'all want, I can fucking stream Wizard 101. I got no problem with that. I do play Wizard 101 pretty often. Like, I was just playing it last night, actually. Wizard 101, yeah. Actually, yeah, Wizard 101 stream when? No, seriously, fucking give me a Wizard 101 stream. Now, if y'all want one, I can fucking give you one. I got no problem with it. Let's see. Ooh, I was scrolling through my PS2 games. Just caught this one, completely forgot about this. TNA Impact, the fucking video game. I forgot that existed. I forgot I have it downloaded. I will play that one on stream for sure. Oh, and Star Wars Episode 3, the video game. That's one that I remember my brother playing way back in the day. Always thought it looked fucking cool. I played a little bit of it. But that's something else I want to play at some point. And Red Dead Revolver. Never played that one. I want to go ahead and try that out. Might just go ahead and tickle my fucking inner child a little bit. I know that... Okay, you know what? I'm going to just go ahead and put a pause on that. That sounded very, very bad. That is the FBI currently asking for my location. Anyway, so I'm going to rephrase. I'm going to relive a little of my inner child. At some point, maybe fucking run some Nickelodeon Barnyard or some fucking Attack of the Toy Bots, Battle for Volcano Island. If y'all remember these fucking classic games. I don't know how well they hold up nowadays. I remember Volcano Island, though, specifically being a goated game. But yeah, I will fucking... Preferably, I'd like to have somebody with me for that. But we'll see how that goes. I know the Barnyard one, that's for sure. I played a little bit of Barnyard. I remember renting it from Hollywood Video way back in the day and playing it briefly, but I couldn't figure out how to fucking progress. And I have Disney Pixar's Cars, the game. I remember playing it a lot, but I didn't understand how to. I remember playing it a lot, but I didn't understand that I had to pay for more sections of the game, so I just repeatedly played the free stuff. Damn. No, I'll tell you a story real quick. Way back in the day, like I'm talking 10 years ago. I'm just fucking watching TV. I see for the millionth time this fucking bitch on the TV go like, "Do you have what it takes to defeat me?" And it's a Wizard 101 commercial. It's like, you know what? I probably fucking do have what it takes to beat you, little motherfucking. Yeah. Yeah. Uh, so, like, out of spite, I went on my laptop, I installed Wizard 101, and I started playing through it. I will say, the marketing worked because they got me to fucking play after all those years. Uh, But yeah, I started playing through it, and I was genuinely having a really good fucking time. Then I eventually got to the pay. Well, before I got to the paywalls, I was like, I'm kind of bored just like playing by myself though, no one to talk to. So I hop on my 360, I just started joining random friends' parties, and I'm like, yo, so just out of curiosity, any of y'all fucking play Wizard 101? Eventually, I find my way into my really good friend Josh's Xbox party. Him and our other friend Alex. We I just hop into their party, and also extra little. Oh, I'll talk about that in a sec. Hop into their party. I'm like, do y'all, just out of curiosity, long shot, but have y'all ever played Wizard 101? They say, actually, yeah, like years ago we did. So I ended up fucking getting like these guys. I made these guys remember Wizard 101 existed, got them to get back on, and they were helping me like progress through the game until I hit the fucking paywall. At that point, it's like, well, I guess I'm done playing. Fuck this shit, you know. A few days later, Josh goes ahead and fucking he buys a pair of $10 memberships, literally fucking 1 month memberships for each of us. And he helped me get through like the first like 3 worlds at least. And I have been playing like every summer since then, pretty much. Like I'll get bored of it pretty quickly, but every summer I get the urge to come back, and I always do. And I always fucking just continue playing the shit out of it. I still have not yet had what it takes to beat that bitch quite yet. But it is coming soon. I am almost there. I'm actually like right at that last dungeon, but right now I'm past Josh and I'm past Alex. Yes, we all still play to this day. I'm waiting for them to catch up so that we can all face her together and bring her down once and for all. You got to do it with the boys. Got to beat them women with the boys. It's just the natural order of things. I remember having fun on Cars, the video game on PS2, but when I went back to it, the disc might be scratched and I essentially can't drift. Malistaire was the first boss, the first like main villain of the entire game. Then, after you finish Malistaire's arc, you eventually meet Morganth, who is the next like major villain who's going to take over the Spiral. And for those of y'all who don't know, for you non-Wizard 101 enthusiasts out there, you muggles, the Spiral is basically the universe of Wizard 101. But also, quick little interesting detail about Josh. Like I said, I'm fucking 10 years ago, me and this dude hopped on Wizard 101 together. I fucking just randomly joined his party. It's like, you fucking, do you have Wizard 101? He ended up getting me that membership. And I was already good friends up until this point. I wasn't just randomly popping in his party. Like, just joining a random friend's party. He already was one of my good friends. He'd been one of my good friends for like 2 years at this point. We met each other back at the very end of 2011, maybe even the beginning of 2012. Basically, we met through WWE12. I met him just after I met Jordan. And 12 years later, actually 12 years later, SummerSlam is coming to Detroit on his birthday, and he is coming up here, and we are going to SummerSlam together, and I cannot fucking wait. Didn't expect to get educated on Wizard 101 lore on this stream. What are your feelings on Pirates 101 or whatever it's called? Pirate 101, I tried. Couldn't really get into it as well as I did Wizard 101, but I think that's just because of how dedicated I was to Wizard 101. I didn't want a whole new grind to get into. Wasn't a bad game. I liked the combat system they used in Pirate. But again, I just didn't want to get into a whole new grind. Plus, the fact that it's also, like, locked behind paywalls and shit. It's like, I'm not trying to spend money on another game. So I never really... I tried it, but I never really got into Pirate. I heard it is a good game, though. Like, I'm not taking anything away from it. I heard it is a good game. Just nothing that I really am interested in going further with. Let's see. Yeah, I think that is kind of it, though. Should come and join us on Diablo. Man, fuck it. Everyone's been playing Diablo recently. I don't know. I just don't really think I'd enjoy Diablo that much, personally. Nothing against the game, I'm just not sure how much I would enjoy it, personally. Just doesn't really seem like my type of game. Oh yeah, and you know what? Before anything else, this is something I've been wanting to announce for a long time. I haven't. I know I probably should have. I may have even ruffled some feathers by not announcing this yet. I'll be a little honest there. But basically, I'll talk about exactly why I haven't announced this until now in a few. But Reaper, I am glad that you're here right now, actually, because you're definitely gonna want to hear this, I think. So, way back at the beginning of the year, or maybe even the end of last year, it was a while ago. Reaper came to me and asked me how I would feel about joining his streaming team. And I said I would be very fucking honored to do so. And so I applied, and I got accepted. Now, I do feel really, really bad that I haven't talked about it at all until now. The reason why I haven't is because with the UPWA, like, I don't ever get my streaming is so limited. Or at least it was. My streaming was just incredibly limited. I never really had the chance to stream. I never really had the chance to shout anybody out. And also the fact that one of the requirements of being in this team, I know, is to put put their logo on your in your streams, on the screen. And it's I don't really I can't do that for UPWA though, because of preservation and shit. I already try to have as few overlays as possible on these fucking streams. But now that the UPWA is done, I figure now is as good a time as any to officially finally announce that I am part of Standing Tall Streams. Like I said, way back in the day I was accepted. I really didn't say anything about it because I really wanted to get involved in Standing Tall once the UPWA is done, once I'm more of a traditional streamer, once I'm separate from the UPWA. Not necessarily because I didn't want UPWA to be associated with Standing Tall or anything like that by any means, but just, I don't know, I guess really I had to stand tall on my own, stand tall as Doug himself, if I'm gonna be fucking cliche with it. But no, how about that? What's going on, Spooky? I feel like it's kind of ironic. It's like a fucking all elite announcement, goddamn. But yeah, fucking, let me go ahead and see if I can get a logo on here real quick as well, just to really symbolize. Fucking, I'm gonna have to find the logo. I downloaded it a long time ago. See, I'm sure I've got it. Yeah, there it is. Okay, there we go. Let me fucking. Where's the logo that I downloaded? There we go. There it fucking is, boys. There we fucking go. Way back in the day, I went ahead and fucking I applied and I got accepted by these dudes here, Standing Tall Streams. I'm gonna go ahead and make it a little smaller. There. All right, where am I gonna be comfortable sitting at? There we go. I guess that'll work right there for now. Let's try over there for now. Fuck it. Let's see. Is that a Fandango logo? But basically, Standing Tall Streams, from what I can tell, is an absolutely amazing group of people. A bunch of other streamers who, where the fuck is the Standing Tall? Okay, I have the fucking, there we go. I was looking for the goddamn Discord server. I couldn't fucking find it for some reason. But Standing Tall Streams is a group of streamers who are all just trying to grow together. Fucking Nightmare Streams Inc. over here brought me in a while ago. Like I said, I was, I have been very reluctant to make any announcement yet because I wanted to do it after the UPWA was done. I figured the announcement of the UPWA being over would come sooner rather than later because way back I planned for it to be like March at the fucking latest. Delays and fucking things adding up ended up pushing it back further and further, and I kicked the can further and further down the road. Eventually, here we are, middle of July. I'm finally fucking making this announcement, and I feel really bad that it took so goddamn long for me to do so. But Reaper, I can assure you, I am going to be a whole lot fucking more active in Standing Tall now than I was before. And I cannot fucking wait to actually grow with you guys now. Assuming that you are indeed planning on continuing to stream, which I really fucking hope that you do. I really fucking pray that you do, man, because you are an amazing streamer in your own right. But, yeah, I fucking really am looking forward to growing alongside Standing Tall finally. I will be going ahead and posting a link to Standing Tall's Discord server as well as their website, because they have an official website as well. I'm going to go ahead and post links to both of those in our own Discord server here very soon. I might even make a fucking dedicated Standing Tall channel even, just that you guys can always know where to find them. And yeah, just go ahead and feel free. Anytime that somebody is anytime any other Standing Tall streamer is currently streaming, just go ahead and fucking check them out. Go ahead and chill in their chat, give them a lurk or chat it up, do whatever you want to do. Just go ahead and fucking support the homies, man, because that's really what it's all about. We're all just trying to grow together. Nobody can do this on their own. Nobody can become a streamer just by, fucking doing it all by himself, because we all need these fucking connections in order to get up. I'm not even just talking about, like, teams, but just the viewers. We all need each other to attract these fucking big audiences and be able to do stuff like this that we fucking love for a living. And that's where I am right now. I want to be able to do this for a living. That's why I had to stop with the UPWA. Because it just wasn't gonna get me to where it was. To be honest, it was just holding me back. I have a potential that I feel like I can reach, and the UPWA is not gonna get me there. The UPWA I might be able to do the UPWA better than I ever could once my potential's been reached. But for now, it's just not a thing that can be sustained. But yeah, Standing Tall. Fucking, I am very happy to be on board. Nightmare, I really appreciate the fuck out of you inviting me to be a part of this team. And I very much look forward to actually being involved finally. Again, I do feel really bad, like, that I couldn't fucking, like, do anything yet until this announcement's been made. But now that we finally are here, now that we're finally Like now that I can finally make this announcement, I'm also gonna be putting a thing down below or whatever, like wherever the hell the about section is on my channel. Twitch is weird. I'm gonna be putting links there for Standing Tall as well. Yeah, I feel like I'm just talking in circles right now. I feel like I'm just ranting, no real point to make. It kind of feels like. Let's just take a look at the chat real quick. They have a website, that's how you know they're official. Damn fucking right, dude. These dudes do tournaments and shit too, man. Except apparently not doing Fortnite tournaments anymore. I saw a whole thing about that, but maybe if I'm able to get back into streaming, I'll have to try it out. Yeah, by all means, man. Fucking, if you do end up being a streamer yourself, then just talk to me, and I can see about potentially getting you involved, man. By all means. Holy foley, we're almost at 2 hours now. It might be my cue to hop off. It might be my cue to hop off as well, don't get me wrong. I got invited for a D&D session, so I gotta be a realish person. Yeah, no, I might be playing laser tag at my work tonight. Not sure if it's happening or not, but I'm probably about to be getting out of here real soon as well. Don't worry. They're playing a COD tourney. We talking like Modern Warfare 2 or a different COD? Because, yeah, last COD that I actually owned was Cold War. And I don't really plan on owning any more CODs in the future. Yeah, that's what I thought. I'll probably have to pass up on that one as well then. Because I just do not fuck with COD. It used to be fun. It ain't anymore. But it is good to know about. I will fucking pass the information along to anybody who may want to watch the tournament, though, for sure. If you own a fish, good for you. I'll pretend I know what that means. Oh, COD, go fuck yourself. Happy to see everyone who showed up. This is a great stream. I'll see you all soon, hopefully. See you later, Yanni. Dude, thank you very much for fucking stopping by. And in case y'all didn't know, by the way, with us moving up in the world, with us fucking expanding and going forward in the future, no more UPWA, just more traditional Doug the Dog 6 content streams. I have gone ahead and added Yenny as my second moderator to this channel, just to make sure that we more often have a moderator online. No, not taking shots at Jordan or nothing like that. Everyone's got their own life to live. But just so that we can more often have somebody in the chat with those mod powers to take care of things that need to be taken care of, essentially. So congratulations to Yanni on being a fucking mod for this channel. You absolutely deserve it, dude. You've been with us for such a very long time, and I am glad to have you on board. I'm very happy that you accepted the offer to become a mod, and I hope you end up doing great things with that position and do not abuse your authority like a redditor. Let's see. This joke is my real sign to get off, and you complain about my puns. All right. But speaking of getting off, though, I think that's pretty much it for me. I think that's, if you have any ideas, we'll listen for sure. Yeah, fucking, I'll definitely let y'all know if I got any fucking ideas I come up with. And you know I can come up with some good ideas. But I think that is where I'm going to call it as well. Thank you everybody for fucking tuning in for this stream. Thank you to Brennan, thank you to Yanni, both of y'all for fucking listening to my rant for the past 2 hours. Thank y'all for keeping me occupied with some questions at the beginning to, answer whatever questions y'all had about the UPWA. I'm glad I was able to answer them to the best of my ability. I hope I gave you guys some sufficient answers. Hope I gave you guys some satisfying answers. Thank you, Reaper, not just for tuning in, but just for everything, man. You've done so fucking much for me, more than you could ever fucking imagine. More than just standing tall, like just being here and supporting me as long as you fucking have. Like I talk about Yanni, Brendan, Brian, and Jordan supporting me. I absolutely appreciate the fuck out of you guys for sticking by me as much as you have. Nightmare, you have the power to like really fucking support me though as well. And I appreciate that you take some time to try to use some of that power to help me get a little step up in the world. I really do appreciate that, man. I really fucking do. Just some random ass fucking random ass viewer in your chat who happened to be a streamer. You checked him out and you fucking loved what you saw, and I appreciate the fuck out of you. And Spooky as well. I appreciate you coming in too. Fucking always a pleasure to see you in my chat. Always a pleasure to see you in Reaper's chat as well. What do you mean, no, you ain't, bro? You're the fucking most awesome dude. Well, you're maybe not as awesome as Mr. Awesome, but you're still a pretty awesome guy. I personally think. So awesome that I fucking stuttered like 3/4 of the way through that sentence. That's pretty fucking awesome, bro. Alright. I think that's pretty much going to do it, though. Once again, I will go ahead and post that link to those links for Standing Tall. I will go ahead and put the Discord link as well as their website link in our Discord server once I have the opportunity to do so. Y'all also noticed that I went and revamped the server quite a bit. I made quite a few changes to sort of get us change our identity from an eFed to a more of a streamers community, and I think it looks pretty good right now. It looks pretty sleek. Yeah, I'm ranting again. That's pretty much it. Don't think there's anything else I wanted to talk about. Pretty much went over all the games that I plan on playing in the future on here. Some activities I want to do with you guys in the future. Also, UPWA Jeopardy is going to happen. It is going to happen. Brendan, I remember you suggesting it months ago. It is a thing that will happen. UPWA Jeopardy will happen. I have it made already. I made it like last month. So, at some point we'll get that going. I'm not sure when exactly, but we'll get it going. Looking forward to actually being able to hang out with you. Yeah, honestly, dude, I'm not gonna be streaming at fucking 11 p.m. all the time anymore. Gonna actually be streaming more around this time finally. I just hope that my internet remains good enough to where I can do these streams. And yeah, that's pretty much that, I suppose. 10 gets 0 points because I guess Liam was 9 times. Alright, well. If that is all, went over the fucking games, went over activities, went over Standing Tall, of course. Went over the UPWA. I think that's pretty much it. Rather than just catching an hour or so and having to jump off, exactly. Yeah, I hope that you're able to tune in more often now that I'll be streaming earlier most of the time. I don't see myself starting any more streams at 11. Who knows what the fucking future holds, though? I certainly don't. Yeah, this future is certainly it's definitely a little scary, I'll be honest. It's mysterious and all that. Not really sure exactly how this is going to go. Just starting this stream today, I wasn't even sure if I was going to have any viewers. Like for the first couple minutes, I'm just talking to myself. I was just looking at that one viewer count. Had nobody in here. It's like, is anybody going to show up? And the anxiety started going. It felt like I was just a brand new streamer starting out on Twitch again with absolutely no one to talk to. And it just felt really fucking bleak for a couple minutes. But then I saw y'all start to pop in. And I just feel like that's a bit of a sign that the future may be a little brighter than I'm giving it credit for. I certainly hope that it is. But until next time, gentlemen, I want to thank each and every one of y'all for tuning in. This is a W stream, I would consider. Very fun talk to each and every one of you guys. I cannot wait to do more of this. I really can't. There will not be a stream tomorrow because I'll be too preoccupied. Thursday, I don't think I'm doing anything, so I should be able to go live. Going forward, the streaming schedule will be Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Wednesdays are typically going to be reserved for general manager mode. And I think that's pretty much it. Tuesdays and Thursdays will be like whatever streams. Life happens though. Sometimes I won't be able to stream on those days. That's perfectly okay though. You know, just fucking. I say life happens. Sometimes it's just me living life though. To be honest, sometimes like I just want to fucking hang out with friends. Is what it is. You know, like the fucking grind. The grind don't have to never stop. It gets stopped sometimes. Just fucking relax and enjoy life. Because I'm only 23. I want to fucking enjoy this shit while I can. Alright, I'm done rambling. I keep on doing it. Thanks again, everybody, for tuning in. Won't see you guys tomorrow, but I hope to see you guys on Thursday. I should be streaming Thursday. I'll have to change that Nightbot thing. That's gonna be sad. After like fucking 4 years of Nightbot, just constantly talk about XW and MCW. Gonna have to make a change. Have a good night. Bang. Much love, bro. Much love to you as well. All right, guys. Now that we've officially hit 2 hours, I will see you guys later. See you guys on Thursday, hopefully. If not, then I'll see you guys again next week. Should be able to see you guys on Thursday. We'll figure out something to play. Until then, you guys have a fucking wonderful night. You guys have a happy Wednesday. I will catch you all next time.